Some beef producers and retailers in the U.S. are furious with a directive outlined in a new report from the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization at COP28.
I totally disagree, which is not right to do it, and I don't believe that's correct.
As part of a 10-point action plan to improve agri-food productivity and efficiency, meet its health targets, and adhere to climate goals set forth in the Paris Agreement, the FAO is calling on higher-income nations, including the United States, to reduce meat consumption. At the same time, the FAO suggested lower-income nations need more access to animal food sources. Producers, including the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, say the guidance is flawed. Citing Environmental Protection Agency data, the association says livestock accounts for about 2% of greenhouse gas emissions. The group adds that such a push could be harmful, adversely affecting American diets and raising the price of foods that compete with beef, lamb, and pork. Veteran steakhouse entrepreneur Jack Sinanai, with 8 restaurants in the U.S. and Japan, says the move by the FAO will be disastrous.
With all this inflation around the world, it's not only in America, the meat is going to become so expensive, and actually you're not going to be able to buy. A lot of people are not going to be able to buy.
But at least one animal advocacy activist says a change in consumption habits among Americans is necessary to avoid a climate catastrophe.
We can feed more people with less land and fewer resources through plant-based agriculture. And if you look at in the United States, for example, 10 times more land goes to raise animals for food than to grow food to feed people. If we started eating plants instead of animals, we could rewild land, we could sequester carbon, we could take a bite out of the climate crisis.
But while consumers are more aware of meat consumption and its impact on the environment, demand for alternative meat in some developed nations is waning after an initial surge in interest. Sinanai says the FAO's call for reducing meat consumption in developed economies will hurt meat industry workers, spike prices, and lead to rationing.
They're going to slow the business, lower business, and they'll decrease the staff, which is, and all these steaks, they're not going to actually look like this. It's a beautiful piece of the steak, you know, it's going to be very smaller, you know, and look at that piece, look at how beautiful it is, you know, we need this.
Karina Mitchell, CGTN, New York.